Corey Ann says, I left my corporate job in January with severance pay. I'm just going to kind of summarize a little bit of the question. I'm worried about money, and I've heard and read about not living in lack. I think I know what that means, but I don't know how to do it. Whenever I hear myself tell my husband, no, we can't buy that now, it isn't in the budget, or the money is going to run out fast if we aren't careful, I feel like I'm coming from a place of lack. How do I change that and live and feel from a place of abundance? Since the age of 19, I've always had a steady monthly income that paid my bills and allowed me to live comfortably, not extravagantly. Okay, so I'll tell you from my experience, a lot of people, you've been around this, so you know there's all this like law of attraction, all the abundance and manifestation teaching, and it's all great. It's very important to have your mindset right and to be open to new streams of income, new opportunities, and to think yourself like you're rich, because we are rich in a lot of different areas, right? It's not just money. And so that's something that I have realized through this whole process and learning from a lot of people and taking a lot of trainings, especially when we were very much in debt. I was right there with you, Corey Ann. Like we were very much in debt, and this was actually before Classic Girl started, and we had the budget and we couldn't eat out, and we only had a like certain amount of money that we could use every week to eat, and we paid off a ton of debt. So I do think it's important to focus on that, and I think I was right there with you. I was telling John, like, no, we can't do that. We can't eat out. I was looking at my budget every day. I was looking at my tracking sheet every day. I was tracking my income. I was tracking my expenses. And I think all that is very, very important to do, because you have to really track and see what's coming in and what's coming out, and you have to really be in control of your money. Now, there was one time in my business where I was listening to all of the stuff out there about about the law of attraction and all that stuff, and I realized I wasn't close enough to the money. I wasn't tracking the money as much as I could. And I like budgeting, and I think it's important to be on a budget, because I want to take money and I want to reinvest it in my business instead of taking money and spending it elsewhere. So I think it's very, very important to be close to that budget. And it's okay. So Corey Ann, I'm giving you approval. It's totally okay to say you can't afford that right now. It is okay. You're growing a business, you're growing your dream, and there comes a time where you will be able to, and you'll be able to put stuff back into yourselves, and you'll be able to put stuff, there was like a whole year where I did not buy any clothes. Like, I realized that for an entire year I bought no clothes, and I was okay with that, and I was fine with that. I couldn't afford it. I really couldn't, because I was putting everything into this business dream. If I would have stayed with my corporate job, I easily could have afforded new clothes, and I could have afforded so much more if I had stayed my corporate job. And so I think your mindset is shifting because you are now focusing on your dream, and you don't have all this excess money sitting around. And so I think what was important for me is to focus on the other experiences that did make me feel happy and rich, but not like money-wise. Like, what are those experiences that you and your husband like really enjoy together? Like, what do you love doing together? Like, what, for me this week, this whole month when we're in Coronado house sitting for my parents, I go to the Marriott and I work there, and everyone thinks I'm staying there. And there's like, the way I feel when I'm working there, I just feel like rich. I feel like spoiled. I feel like, I'm being treated so nicely by everyone there. The man I walked by when I walked into the Marriott this morning, and he is just like so nice, and he's asking me how my day is, and he's asking me if I need anything, and he's asking me how my stay is, and he's just like serving me, right? And like that kind of stuff. So that's why I enjoy working in nicer hotels. I enjoy, I enjoy treating myself to like a manicure here and there, because there's small dollar amounts where I feel like I'm treating myself very well. But I've totally been there with you, Corey Ann, and I just want to give you an okay that it's okay to budget. It's okay to not overexpend yourself. You don't have to go buy a ton of stuff in order to feel like you're rich as you're growing your business. It's actually more important to reinvest back in your business, to be very careful with your income and your expenses and where you're putting your money. And you want to budget like you've never budgeted before, because we would not be here. We would not be to where we are with our business today if we hadn't focused on that time and really gotten out of debt and really focused on our expenses and limiting our expenses. There's no way I could have quit my job and John could have quit his job if we had that much debt. Like, we had $80,000 of debt that we got rid of. So knowing that, like, it's all a journey and it takes time, of course, and that didn't happen overnight, but I do think that was an important part. And it's important to track your expenses so that you can reinvest and put it towards your business as well. So like I said, focusing on those little things that make you really happy, that are not that expensive. So giving yourself those treats. Let's see, what else did I write down for you? I think it's also important to track your income daily. That's one thing that I did. Tracking all the income, whether it was like I got a discount on something. I mean, that's saved money, right? So I was just tracking all of the income that was coming in every single day. The book I want to recommend for you, Corianne, is the book Get Rich Lucky Bitch, and it's by Denise Duffield Thomas. That book really helped me with my financial mindset, growing a business, and also with my money story. It talks a lot about, like, you know, what you think about money. I know I was raised, my father, everything was exactly what you're talking about. Like, there was a lot of times where we couldn't go to a restaurant because we didn't have a coupon, we didn't have a discount. And so, like, I felt like, and we could only go to restaurants that had a happy hour, a special. Like, I grew up going to happy hours. I grew up only going when there was a coupon. And so for me now with John, like, it was really hard for me to just, like, go to a nice dinner and pay full price. Like, so there was a lot of, like, money story that I had to work through. And she talks about, like, writing all that down, writing down your experiences with money, writing down the good and the bad, and, you know, anything of how you were raised and how your relationship with money. So that really helped me. I think that's just something, as you grow, you're still gonna go through this and have this mindset shift around money as well. So jump in if you have other things to share with Corianne. I know she was asking for more people's input as well, of how they live in that abundance mindset. But most of the people are exactly the same with you. Like, we are, you know, all of us, like, I'm still growing my business as well, our business as well. And, you know, we don't live in a fancy mansion, and even if you're seeing people on Instagram do that, like, it's not all, like, there's not this windfall of money that's, like, coming at you and you're living this, like, fancy lifestyle. So yeah, that's my view on it.